There are a few ways to access your org chart, depending on where you are in the application. From the landing page, or home page, you can click on any of the options under the Organization Structure section to access your org chart in the specific perspective or structure, and I'll get into the difference between these a little later. If you're on any other page other than this one, you can also quickly get to your org chart through the main menu. So I'll just click on it, select Charts, and as you can see, I can choose the type of chart that I want to open from the ones available to me, and these will depend on my environment and my user role. So to start, I'll just go ahead and open up my org chart in the position reporting structure through the main menu. So as you can see, my org chart opened up, and the visualization it'll default to depends on your application's configuration. These nodes are the basic units of your org chart, and they come in many different colors. Purple nodes represent employees, and orange nodes represent positions within the organization. You might also see other types of nodes depending on your environment and configuration, such as the blue org unit nodes, which can represent a grouping of positions, or a department, or even a team. Learning how to distinguish between the different types of nodes will help you clearly understand the data in your org chart. So I'll just collapse some of these nodes to show you a few things here. So first, this is a position node, represented by the orange-colored bar on the side, and the title of this position as the bolded text inside it. You'll notice the two little colored boxes on the bottom. Clicking on these allows me to expand or collapse other nodes below this one. So if I click on the orange Expand button, it'll show me all the positions that report to this one, and I can click on it again to collapse them. Clicking on the purple Expand button will show me the employee node for the employee occupying the position. So here we have the position of CEO, and the employee occupying that position is Mark Johnson. Now, it's important to note that there might not always be positions or employees under another node, or there might even be multiple incumbents. So here, for example, if I expand the nodes under the CEO position, then go down under the Director of Corporate Services, you'll see here that some of the nodes only have one notch below them. These ones here show you that there are no direct reports under them, and as you can see, this PMO lead position has no incumbent, so there is no employee node below it. Some nodes also have a button on top, to either root at this node or go up a level. So if I click on the Root At button for the PMO lead, that position now becomes the root of my org chart, and I can focus on all the nodes below it. Clicking on that same button from here will bring me up a level, to show me the nodes that are one level above this one. So just a few more things here. Clicking on the colored bar opens the node menu for that node, and this shows you actions that can be performed here. So as you can see for the CEO position, I can make this node the default root for my org chart, view its details panel, which I could also do by clicking directly on the node, create a new scenario starting from this position, load the dashboard, load the organization overview or icicle charts, find similar positions, or add it to the compare module. When you open up your org chart, it appears in the center of the page according to the visualization type that you selected. You can click on the blank space around the nodes and drag to move the org chart around, and click on and interact with the nodes as well. At the top of the page, we have a toolbar of buttons relating to the org chart. So here at the far left is the Actions menu, where I can select a different style, perspective, or view to change how I display my org chart. I'll get into each of these a little later. Next to that, we have different zoom options, a button to reset the zoom, and a button to fit the org chart to the screen. Then we have the Share button, which generates the link to share this org chart with another user. And then the Add to Favorites button, which makes this org chart directly accessible from the main menu under Favorites. The search icon here allows me to perform a search from the node at which my org chart is rooted. So if I click on it while rooted at the CEO position node, the results retrieved by my search shows me this number of employees under the CEO. But if I root my org chart at another position, so let's say the VP of Finance, then click on the search button, the results show me a much lower number of employees under that position, because it only searched from that node. Setting the root node for the org chart will also affect some of the other functions I can access from the org chart toolbar. Opening the dashboard, organization overview, icicle chart, and employee map from here will show data depending on what node is set as the org chart's root. So here, for example, the VP of Finance is the root node of my org chart. So when I open the employee map, I see the locations for all the employees that report to this position, instead of the total number within the company. The next three icons on the org chart toolbar, Print, Export to PowerPoint, and Export to PDF, will be covered a little more in depth in just a little bit. And the icon after that opens the employee map. I want to show you two more things here before we move on. So first, the little handle here on the right side of the screen gives us some display options for my org chart. So this can be useful to help you visualize your organization structure exactly as you need to see it. And we also have a little button down here, which opens up the org chart legend. This is where you can find the meaning behind the different symbols and colors in the org chart, in case you ever need a quick reminder, although this feature can or might be disabled in your environment. In Nakisa Hanelly, you also have the option to print or export your org chart. It's really simple to do either of these. All you have to do is click on the appropriate button on your org chart's toolbar, but keep in mind that you also have the storyboards functionality to generate presentations to make sure that you're using the most current version of your data, and this is covered in another capsule. So when I click on the Print Org Chart button, a new window opens where I can set the parameters for the print. And as you can see here, I even get recommendations and warnings to make sure it's successful. I can also export my org chart, either to a PowerPoint or to a PDF. So I'll just start by showing you the export to PowerPoint. So here you see that a window appears prompting me to generate the file, and once I click on it, the application begins the task and will show me a notification when the file is ready to be downloaded. If I open it, this is what my exported org chart looks like as a PowerPoint, and I can use this for my presentations. The second type of export I can do in the solution is an export to PDF. In this case, the window that opens gives me a few more fields to set to choose how I want my org chart to appear in the exported document. So let's just keep these as is and click on Generate. Once again, the application runs a task in the background, and the notification appears once the file is ready to be downloaded. When I open up this PDF file, you can see how my org chart appears. And just as with the exported PowerPoint, the org chart legend is also exported, so that anyone I share these documents with can make sense of the icons. So for all of these functions, it's important to remember that the org chart you see in the application, so the specific style, view, and perspective, as well as which nodes are expanded, is what will be printed or exported. So make sure to set all of that first. Nakisa Hanelly allows you to select effective dates for some of the features in the application. What this does is it gives you the ability to view your organization's data based on a specific past or future snapshot of your company. So basically how it was or how it is predicted to be at a specific point in time other than right now. These dates are determined by your administrator and can only be used in the application by users with specific roles that allow them to select effective dates. Selecting an effective date for your org chart can be done in a few different ways. The quickest way to do this is to go through the main menu, click on Charts, then click on the calendar icon for the chart structure that you want to open. In the window that opens, you can see what date is currently selected. And from the second drop-down list, you have all options available to you. So let's say I select this date here and click on Set. My org chart page opens, and right next to the toolbar, I can see the selected effective date. So I always know for what date I'm viewing my org chart. So from this org chart with the effective date, all the analytics and dashboards function in the same way as they would for the present day, only now the data will be showing data relative to the effective date. This feature can be really useful for comparative analysis, so I could switch into two-pane view by clicking up here, pin my first org chart, and open a second one with a different effective date to see how things have evolved over time. And even do the same for the different details panels, which, as you can see, also retain the selected effective date if they are opened from within that org chart.